What's happening? Thanks for stopping by. My name is Uncle Jake, of course. This, you man right here, you know is Dr. Torque, and this is our friend Richard. He's a transmission genius. By the way, if you're new, welcome to the channel. Make yourself at home. Check, look stuff around. If you want, you can even subscribe if you want to know when we're hanging out. What are we doing today? Well, everybody knows the channel, knows that truck over there. It's a 2013 Ford Raptor. It has a Phase 2 Roush supercharger in it, over 600 horsepower, which is a lot of fun, and it breaks a lot of stuff. Lots of stuff. And that's why we're here today with Transmission Genius, because he's going to help us look at this. This right here is, I'm going to call it a donor. Well, we had to pay for it, but this guy right here managed to find one. It's a same transmission out of my truck, but it came out of a standard F-150. I didn't even know that the standard F-150s had a 6.2 option with this transmission. So we're gonna check this one out. Hopefully it's gonna look good enough to put in the Raptor for a while so we can take that transmission and then rebuild it to hopefully better accommodate 600 horsepower. But we haven't opened this, and this truck got wrecked. It has, how many miles did this one have on it?
231,000.
231. A lot more than the Raptor by about 90. However, we hope it was a much mellower, life than the Raptor, which I'm quite certain of that. So we're gonna crack this baby open and see what it is. By the way, the reason we know the transmission of the Raptor is going out is a number of reasons. It doesn't like to shift very well, and you can actually have the programming, the learn programming paused and then drive it, and it ain't pretty. Also, the transmission fluid is very black and very gritty, and it smells burnt, toasty. So we hope this one is better. Look at that.
Nice looking converter.
Good start.
Good start.
So far, so good.
It's a Ford, so it's garbage.
I knew he was going to say that. And you know what else he said? So this is in the back of Tom's truck. And you know what he was, made some sort of comment. You know he was gonna, about how Dodge had to, what did you say?
I said it was typical that a Dodge was driving around with Ford parts in the back, because Fords always break.
You knew that was coming, though.
Case got cold quick.
Two was, so we may or may not have the right one.
Oh yeah, how's that? Does it smell okay?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good sign.
You got that.
Because the one on the truck does not smell okay at all. It smells horrible.
See, it looks
Terrible.
like crap, but
Oh man. Well, it still
pretty
looks somewhat reddish in there. That's not so bad.
yeah, it's that.
It's not all.
It's 5 foot goes in it.
The
The
magnet looks pretty
Yeah.
decent.
It always got crap on it.
Yeah, if you don't
But I
know,
mean-
the magnet's down there because you get metal crap in your fluid. It's just going to happen in transmission, so that catches it, so it doesn't go throughout the rest of the transmission. So it's nice to look. Like I suspect when we take the Raptor apart, I think it's going to have a lot of crap.
It's gonna have
a lot of
fuzz.
stuff on it. It's going to have some fuzz on it. Richard, can you explain what the heck we're even looking at in here?
There's your solenoid pack.
Solenoid pack. And what does that do for
It
everyone
shifts
who doesn't
it.
know? That shifts it.
That's the whole brains to it. It and the computer.
Wow.
In 2009 and 2010, the computer was actually built into the transmission, and then in 2011, that's what this one is, they pulled it out and it's in the truck.
Aha, which is
So-
better for us.
Yes.
So the big question, well, I guess there's several questions. One of them is that transmission over there good to put in the truck for a time being? So we cracked that open. The fluid looks way better. And actually you were saying that it has probably been a while since that pan's been off, which is good, because if somebody changed the fluid recently, we wouldn't get a good read on whether it's been holding up. So you feel like that looks pretty good, and that's a worthwhile transmission to swap out right now.
It looks really good.
Now, the other part that I was wondering is on my truck, because I don't think that transmissions are ever locking up. So these transmissions, like Tom was saying, in 2011 is when they started allowing it to, well, they designed it to have, it actually locks in place. How would you even describe that versus hydraulic pressure running the transmission, or the ability to lock it up? How does that even work, Richard? Like
It's just commanded by the computer.
and it just locks up more like a manual transmission.
So it's the torque converter itself that you're talking about as far as lock up.
Yeah.
And old-fashioned torque converters have basically kind of two fans in there, and one spun by the engine, and then the fluid spins and causes the other side to work also. You know, that's a really basic description.
Yeah.
But the lockup converters have like clutches in them or whatever that kind of tie everything together. So when the converter goes into lockup, your engine is now like coupled all the way to the rear end of the vehicle without any slippage.
Okay, and so Richard, if mine is not doing that, you were starting to talk about how that is really hard on the transmission versus when it's locking up, mostly when you're just starting to accelerate?
Well, if yours goes into lockup after the first shift and stays locked up and it's slipping, then it's slipping through all that, and that's what's discoloring the fluid.
Ah.
That's why the tranny still shifts fine, correct?
Yep, yeah, it still shifts fine.
But the converter clutch is slipping on it.
It's
and that's
slipping
what's
down.
discoloring the fluid.
Man.
And
So-
it makes heat.
Oh, an extra
Discolors
heat
the
too.
fluid. If there's something really wrong with that, as much as I think you've driven it since all this started, you wouldn't have driven it that far.
Oh, yeah. So it's good that we're changing this.
It's good that you're changing it.
It's good because I really don't want to have it break down. So this is great because it gives me a chance not only to consider how to rebuild the one that I'm pulling out of it and take some time on it, but I don't get stranded, which is kind of nice. See, as soon as I said that, I knew that was coming. Some sort of crack on it being a Ford, but this particular one had a few things, but it's for lots of fun. So that's cool. So I should hopefully notice a difference then once we change this out. I probably will feel that. That's really cool.
I feel it.
Yeah, nice. One of the things on my transmission that we tried is we paused all the learning features, I guess. So it learns how you drive and shift, and apparently compensates for problems and things. And so one of my questions was, if we change out this transmission, what do we do with that? And I guess you do a quick learn, is that what you call it? And then that just, as every 20 shifts, it relearns. Is that what it is?
What you're going to do is basically set a set of parameters that it learns from, and then it learns as you drive off the TPS and the mile an hour signal and the RPM signal off the crank sensor.
That's really cool, isn't it? So we set some basic parameters. Well, I don't. Somebody who knows what they're doing there sets them. And then, yeah, I don't. And then you drive it, and then it adapts. So like if you drive, like Richard was saying, nice and mellow, it shifts mellow or medium, or if you're really getting on it, it shifts hard. Do we care? Should it be one or the other? Like,
Nope.
Just whatever you want.
It's an adaptive learn.
It's an adaptive learn. That's pretty cool, huh? I'm excited about
If you're
that.
aggressive, all it does is whip the pressure up to compensate for what you're doing.
I wonder what mine will be. One thing we're checking is apparently there's 2 part numbers.
Just like that.
Is it the same?
Yeah, they're the same.
Oh, beautiful. Because apparently there's 2 you can get parts here. One has a shorter pickup tube, one has a longer one, but we got the longer. That looks great. Awesome. So on to the next step, putting this puppy back together.
Make these things putting them in.
I believe it.
That ain't double stacked.
Pan back on.
It is too long.
Oh no.
Oh, that's the tube they're talking about?
Yep, that's the tube.
That's the tube they're talking about?
It looked all right to me. 'Cause I just glanced at it. Oh, it's the shorty.
Well, poop.
Gotta go get the other one. Dang it.
We hadn't done it.
All right, back to the parts store, because the one we got with the 1.6-inch pickup tube is not right. It's supposed to be the one. So quick run to the parts store in the Raptor while it's still running, hoping that it doesn't stop running with this transmission, and then back to work. I made it back. This time with the right part. Those fellas have been waiting forever. The truck didn't show up in time.
It seemed like the normal amount of time for Jake.
Do you hear what he's saying?
Maybe even a little early.
Oh, so I'm early, huh?
Well, for Jake.
For me, okay. Take the abuse when you get the help. You know what I'm saying? Around this?
No, around this. That looks just like the other filter.
Should we measure the depth before we...
Yeah, because this looks real short, but that just...
I think that
After I looked at it.
I pulled the other, it looks different, but
Well, its shape's different.
the other
the
one
same.
had,
It's the
okay,
same.
beautiful. Look at that. Same.
It just made by somebody else. That's the way they decided they wanted to make it.
That's what they decided. At least they decided the right length.
It's like when we used to go eat at ML's in Pecos, Texas. Be glad you got what you got it and eat it.
That's quite the restaurant. There we go. Back to where we were the first time. Before we were so rudely interrupted with the wrong one.
Pull out. Never have the pan.
Inch pounds.
It's only 10 foot-pounds.
Oh, wow. Man.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. So you can only give this thing just the slightest bit of power right now. So third's good, goes up to third good. Then we get fourth. Hear that? Can you hear it? It sounds terrible. I don't know if it's coming through. It makes you, I mean, again, it's I know what it is. It's those clutch plates trying to lock up and the transmission's trying to learn, and it just doesn't sound good, but you gotta go. I've been driving this truck around a lot, and it is not getting better. It is not getting better at all. And so...
How would you know?
Well, because it sounds terrible.
Feels like a Ford to me.
Yes. Yes, yes, all the Ford jokes come out right now. And what can I say? However, I reached out to Roush to see if they had changed the transmission at all, the code, right? The tune.
The tune on the transmission.
That's what I meant to say, the tune. And I got somebody that was really helpful, super cool, and got back to right away. Said they did change some things, but it shouldn't be anything we have to worry about. What we do have to do is trick the transmission.
The solenoid strategy is what they said that we need to get updated.
We're learning a bunch. So we think that that's why it's not working properly, is it thinks that it's a different solenoid, doesn't know it's a different solenoid. And some of the parts in there, I'm very confused. Can you tell we're learning about this? So there's like, each one of the solenoids has a different number on them. And apparently those can be in different orders, maybe.
Yeah, there's like solenoid 1 through 6 or 1 through 7. I don't remember what's in this one. And each one of them should have a number etched on it. And it has something to do with how that solenoid functions. But they're not numbered 1 through 6. That number that's on them is like, they can all be 4s, or they can be a 1, a 3, a 5,
yeah,
and
another, weird?
And then a 4, or, 2 2s, or I don't know. But in any case, the solenoids in this new transmission are probably differently numbered than the one that the computer is expecting.
so like it's almost like it doesn't matter what the number is as long as it knows what the number is. Very weird. I don't understand that. And again, we are just learning this. So
the documentation that Roush sent us says that you need to get some numbers off of a sticker on the side of the transmission to be able to enter the new solenoid strategy. But unfortunately, that sticker's been cleaned.
Oh, it's clean. We'll upload a picture of it.
So we can't read the whole number.
Can't read it. It's very not readable.
Then the instructions say, well, if you can't read that, then you have to take the pan off and look for a number that's etched into the valve body. It's
good that there's a backup. That's really good, but that's a messy project.
So we either need to take the pan off and find that, and then find someone with a scanner that can enter that new strategy for us, which we might know, but we might not know.
Yeah.
Or I'm thinking maybe we can switch valve bodies between the two transmissions, and then the solenoids that it's expecting to see are there again.
Are actually there.
So that's where we are right now.
Sega continues. I don't even know what Sega means.
Sega is a video game console.
Yeah, that's right.
Meant Saga.
Saga? Maybe it should be a video game. It's just more like we're playing a game. That does it. We got it back in the back. The filter kit has been changed. Thanks to that fellow right there. Of course. Now we take it to the shop so we can get the transmission swapped and then get the old one out and figure out what we're going to do with that and rebuild. So, thanks so much for stopping by. We certainly appreciate it. On behalf of all of us at the channel, remember, we call ourselves the Fearless Intermediate. Do you know why? Because we ain't afraid of nothing and we don't get paid. So we can't be professionals. Well, that guy, he gets paid sometime. Have yourself a great rest of the day. We love you. I'm even going to try to take you out with the fist bump of friends for this time. Well, bow.
Oh, I thought it was Fix or Repair Daily. Found on road dead.
First on race
All
day.
of them.
No.
Yes.
No.
I'll take that one.
First back in the pits because they broke on the starting line.
Knowledge just like flows out and
Mine fell out.
wow. Don't forget to subscribe and like and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
More will power.
Good. More will pow.